This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight. In Major League Baseball, one team is through to the League Championship Series. We'll check out reactions to the NBA's preseason games. We'll have a champion, or we already have a champion, in the ICTSI Iloilo Golf Challenge. And we will meet an incredibly gifted young lady named Bethany Talbot. All that and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 10th of October. Now, here's our roundup. In Major League Baseball's American League Division Series, the Detroit Tigers scored early and frequently, with notable plays by rookies and a solid bullpen performance. Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson provided key RBI hits, while the Cleveland Guardians struggled offensively, going 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Thanks to Tigers manager A.J. Hinch's strategic pitching changes that kept the Guardians at bay. Detroit's bullpen, led by Brant Hurter, delivered a dominant performance, holding Cleveland scoreless. The Tigers' 3-0 win over the Guardians placed the Detroit Tigers on the border of their first AL Championship Series since 2013. In the other Game 3 American League Division Series, despite Aaron Judge's struggles, the New York Yankees bullpen, led by Luke Weaver, kept the Kansas City Royals at bay. The Royals had their first playoff game at Kauffman Stadium in over 3,200 days, but couldn't capitalize on opportunities, including some strong plays by Seth Lugo. Then, Giancarlo Stanton's go-ahead homer in the 8th inning propelled the Yankees to a 3-2 victory. Stanton had 3 hits, drove in 2 runs, and stole a base. New York will now turn to Garrett Cole for Game 4 with a chance to advance to the AL Championship Series to end speculations that the ace pitcher will opt out of his current contract. In Game 4 of the National League Series, the New York Mets offense consistently pressured the Philadelphia Phillies with walks and hits, while left-hander Jose Quintana allowed only 1 run over 5 innings, as Francisco Lindor hit the pivotal go-ahead grand slam in the 6th inning. It was only a matter of time before the Mets clinched their NL Division title over the Phillies with a 4-1 win and secured their first NL Championship Series berth since 2015. The Mets will face either the San Diego Padres or the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NL Championship starting Sunday. The Phillies had an opportunity in the top of the 8th with Alec Bohm at bat, but a questionable call on his hit down the first baseline labeled it foul rather than fair. This decision caused an uproar, and Bohm grounded out. Replay showed it was clearly a fair ball. The call denied the Phillies key base runners and a chance to narrow the score. The Scorecard will monitor if and when the Major League Baseball addresses the controversial call. In the other Game 4 National League Division Series, the Los Angeles Dodgers used 8 pitchers to limit the San Diego Padres to 7 hits, while home runs from Mookie Betts, Will Smith, and Gavin Lux powered the Dodgers' offense. National League MVP candidate Shohei Ohtani contributed with an RBI. Despite missing key players, LA's makeshift lineup proved effective as the team secured an 8-0 win over San Diego Padres. The series is now tied 2-2 with the decisive Game 5 set for Saturday in Los Angeles at 8:08 a.m. Philippine time. The American League Division Series continues tomorrow with the AL Division leaders Tigers and Yankees close it out their series, or will they still play on Saturday? We'll let you know tomorrow. In the NBA preseason games, Tom Thibodeau praised the New York Knicks' teamwork and communication after their preseason win over the Washington Wizards, emphasizing the team's competitive spirit and focus. He will continue to evaluate player performances and strategies. Karl Anthony Towns, in his Knicks preseason debut, was excited and grateful for the warm welcome from fans. Jalen Brunson highlighted the strong defense in their win. Despite the positive notes, questions about player conditioning and regular season adjustments remain. The Knicks aim to solidify roles and enhance team chemistry as they prepare for the regular season. Reed Shepherd had a quiet preseason debut with the Houston Rockets but showed improvement in his second game, highlighting his potential as a future asset. Australian Jack McVeigh stood out in the Rockets' win over the Thunder, hitting key shots and contributing significantly in a short time on the court. The Rockets' preseason record is now 1-1 with upcoming games against the New Orleans Pelicans. Sara Ababa won the ICTSI Iloilo Golf Challenge after a 6-month journey back to form. She shot a final round 76 but managed to secure her lead and finish with a 3-day total of 7 over par 217, edging out Chihiro Ikeda by 1 stroke. Ababa's victory earned her 130,000 pesos, while Ikeda settled for second and 85,000 pesos. In the Shanghai Masters quarterfinals, Yannick Sinner dominated the match against Daniil Medvedev from the start, winning 12 of the first 14 points and quickly establishing a 3-0 lead. He closed out the first set with 6-1 with another strong streak. Medvedev, struggling with an injury, took a medical timeout after the first set but continued to face difficulties throughout the match. Despite his efforts, Medvedev couldn't create any breakpoint opportunities and was busy defending against Sinner's breakpoints. This victory marks Sinner's 7th win in their last 8 encounters, leveling their head-to-head record at 7-7. The final score was 6-1, 6-4 in favor of Sinner, who now advances to his first semifinal at the Shanghai Masters. In the other quarterfinal match today, 30th seed Thomas Makhak beat number 3 Carlos Alcaraz with a score of 7-6, 7-5. It was a hard-fought win that gives him the chance to take down the top seed. 2 unseeded players find themselves in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Belgian David Goffin, who secured an upset over number 2 Alexander Zverev, will face number 7 Tommy Fritz. Will the Czechian Jakub Mensik meet his idol, number 4 Novak Djokovic, for the right to advance to the semifinals? Mensik had to work hard against number 9 Grigor Dimitrov, 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 yesterday to get to this point of the tournament. The semifinal match between Yannick Sinner and Thomas Makhak will also be played tomorrow before the semifinal match between the winners of the quarterfinals played earlier in the day. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 10th of October. When we return, we will meet another multitasking, beautiful, brainy, and bold multitasker. I said that already. She is Bethany Talbot. So watch out for that right here on The Scorecard. She's a student, an athlete, a model, and anything she puts her sharp mind and boundless energy into. Let's meet a real-life Renaissance woman. In the studio tonight, Bethany Talbot.
Hello.
Bethany, good evening. Thank you so much for the time.
for
Please have a seat.
me.
This is awesome right here. All right. I won't lie. The first time I heard about you was on TikTok.
Yes.
And we will get to that in a bit.
Okay.
But the reason why we want to have you here tonight on The Scorecard is to get to know you. Because I feel like the whole reason that whole thing sparked so much controversy and attention was because of the lack of knowledge about who you really are. So now we get this chance to get to know who Bethany Talbot is and what you're all about.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bethany Talbot, from the jump, Talbot, it's the first time I heard of that last name. Ikaw ba ay Filipina and?
So I'm half Filipina, half British. My mom's Filipina and my dad is British. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Pero lumaki ka?
I was born in England,
Okay.
but our whole family moved to Bacolod when I was around 4 years old. So basically, dito po ako lumaki sa Pilipinas.
Ayun.
Yeah.
So malinaw. And
Yes.
you're wearing your jersey. You played in the
am.
UAAP, of course, for the University of the Philippines. I know Bacolod is one of the hotbeds pagdating sa sa football, lalo na sa Barotac Nuevo area. But that's not in Bacolod, right?
Iloilo.
Iloilo yun.
Yes.
So ano, across.
But still, very near.
Very near. Okay, so paano ka naman nahilig sa football?
Feel ko parang inevitable talaga na pupunta ako sa football. But to be fair, hindi naman ako pinilit mag-football.
Okay.
My dad played football back in England, where parang football capital na din doon.
Yeah.
Parang it's in our blood. But yeah, he played there, he coached there. And when he came to the Philippines, he actually retired na, supposedly. But then, parang hindi niya napigilan kasi nakita niya sa school namin doon, walang football.
Ganon.
So,
Okay,
siya actually yung pioneer and nagsimula ng football doon sa school namin in Bacolod. So, parang doon na din ako nag-start. Parang napapanood ko lang yung kuya ko yung nauna.
Okay.
And napapanood ko lang siya, tapos sabi ko, nagbabalay ako noon. Yung parang, doon dapat, di ba yung as a girl, parang doon ka sa girly na activities. Pero nakita ko siya, tapos sabi ko, parang gusto ko to. Gusto ko to i-try. So ayun, pinilit, yung mom ko talaga yung pinilit. Dad ko syempre happy na happy. Pero yung mom ko yung parang, wag na. Like, doon ka na lang sa ballet na parang mas malinis yung skin, hindi ka iitim, hindi ka susugatan. Sabi ko, no. Gusto ko talaga i-try.
So ballet was kind of like your first favorite pastime?
Yes, it was. It was. I would say yun yung una, before football.
What age ka na nag-start sa football?
I was around 5 or 6 years old.
Wow, so that's very early.
Super young, super young.
Wow,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Alright, fast forward tayo sa UP. So, naglalaro ka na ng football at a very young age. So, how were you discovered as a football player? Because of course, I learned that nakapasok ka sa UP through scholarship. So, paano ka na-recruit? Paano ka na-discover as a player?
So the whole reason my whole family moved from Bacolod to Manila was because my brother is such a talented football player na he was recruited by Ateneo naman for high school.
Okay.
So for 1 year, my dad and my brother were in Manila and my mom, myself, and my sister were in Bacolod. So may isang year nahati yung family namin.
Okay.
Tapos parang pinilit na lang ako na, uy, may school na all-girls katabi ng Ateneo, Miriam. What if doon ka? Actually, ayoko. Kasi my whole foundation was already built in Bacolod. As in, barkada, football, school, lahat andun na. Yung mom side ko, andun lahat. So, wala. No choice para mag-ano yung family namin. So, ayun, nag-move kami. And surprisingly, nung first year ko sa paglipat sa Manila, I was discovered by the national team.
Wow, agad ah?
Yeah, so hindi ko din in-expect at all because I already had a very great football career back in Bacolod. But in my first year in Manila, I was asked to try out for the youth national team, U14 pa at the time. And yun, nakapasok ako. So that was my first ever experience going international with my football career.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, sa UAAP, sa UP naman, kamusta naman yung naging experience mo doon?
Yeah, so siguro andito na ako sa Manila. I was already exposed to university coaches within football. Funny story, UP actually wasn't my dream school. Kasi andun yung kuya ko sa Ateneo So akala ko mag-Ateneo ako. And super last minute, I was asked by my other teammates to try out for UP. So sabi ko, why not? I'm not gonna lose anything if I try out. I went to the tryouts. Everything changed. I met the coach, Coach Anto. I met fellow UP teammates. For the first time, na-explore ko din yung UP campus kasi hindi ako masyado exposed sa UP kahit nasa Katipunan ako. And everything changed that day kasi sabi ko, hala, parang ang ganda ng UP. Tapos, dun na, from that day, sunod-sunod na lahat pagpili ko ng UP. Yeah.
Was there a similar vibe? Kasi yung Bacolod, kilala yan sa masasarap na pagkain, di ba? Inasal at Napoleones, di ba? Nakakamiss na rin. So UP, it's also a very homey vibe. Did you feel the similarities that maybe this is kind of like how it was back in the day in Bacolod?
Honestly, hindi ko yun naisip. But now that you mentioned, feel ko talaga. Actually, kasi first time, when I was in high school, never ko din nami-meet yung ibang football players from Bacolod. So parang super paminsan lang. Pero when I went to UP, ang dami kong nakilalang Bisaya. May nakilala din ako na from Bacolod. So parang, I guess that makes sense. Siguro may hinahanap ako na homey feeling na hindi ko alam na hinahanap ko din pala. Oo.
And of course, maliban sa pag-football mo, you also got into modeling at a very young age, and this gave you a chance to earn.
Yes.
Could you tell us about that?
So because I started football at a very young age, football was really all I knew. It was my whole life. As in, Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, lahat yun football. As in lahat. Tapos, the pandemic came, football stopped.
Yeah.
So doon lang ako parang, since 5 years old ako, doon lang ako nagka-time. Ever. So sabi ko, why not try to explore other hobbies or other interests?
Yes.
So, doon, timing may nag-approach sa akin about modeling. Sabi ko, why not? May oras naman eh. So, ayun, trinay ko without any expectations. And yun, tuloy-tuloy din lahat. And eventually, it became my profession. So,
And it also became your content on TikTok, which you got into during the pandemic. Now we will get to that viral video, which has garnered 5.7 million views as of me checking just moments ago. Bethany here has more than 800,000 followers on TikTok. How much has your life changed since you decided, no, I am not going to stay quiet. I am going to speak up, stand up for myself, and for what I believe in. Paano nagbago yung buhay mo after that viral moment?
Surprisingly, super unexpectedly, so much changed. If you know my content, parang medyo on the unserious side ako. Medyo mas funny, entertainment yung mga content ko. And that was the first time ever that I responded to any negative comment. And I felt that it was right.
Yeah.
The people in my life, my family, my friends, they were all so proud of me when they watched that video because they felt na I couldn't have explained myself any better. And I knew I had one chance, and I knew I had to do it right. And pinag-isipan ko din talaga yung mga sinabi ko. It wasn't on a whim naman. Wala naman akong necessarily galit when making that video. The emotion I felt was just very misunderstood. I just felt very misunderstood. And I felt na baka nga kulang ako sa videos na mas makikilala pa ako. So I think parang timing na din for that controversy to happen, for me to be able to just let people know more about me, my background, my family, how I got to where I am now. Siguro people think na everything I have now came so easy to me. Although I am lucky in a lot of ways, it was a long journey. And I guess that was also something I wanted to explain through that video.
When I was watching that video several weeks back for the first time, I felt like it was the right thing for you to do. Because a lot of things on social media, there are a lot of people who can just engage, comment, judge you, and they don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure maraming nanonood ngayon who feel a certain way, feeling like they're lost, feeling like people don't know who they really are. So what is your message to anybody who's watching right now who might feel that way, who might feel that they're being attacked on social media? How would you encourage or motivate them to try to stand up and speak up for what they believe is right and for the truth?
I remember one thing people kept asking me after I posted that video was, "Are you okay? How are you?" Sabi ko, wala, nakatulog ako ng maayos. Parang sabi ko, when I posted that video that same night, that same day I was getting all those comments, I slept so well. And I would say to people on social media, content creators who might be experiencing the same thing, is first you have to know who you are. Because I think that's what made me feel or sleep well that night. Kasi in the first place, alam na alam ko, kilalang kilala ko yung sarili ko. So when I made that video, it was just pure confidence din kung sino talaga ako and kung saan ako galing. So if you are getting comments like that, negative feedback like that, just remember who you are. And if you do, I think you'll be able to respond to comments and feedback like that, hopefully in a good way. So I think, again, just be confident talaga kung sino ka. Yeah.
So right now, I know Bethany as somebody who used to be a BS Mac student, but now nag-shift ka
Yes.
into
BS Social Work.
BS Social Work.
Yes.
You also still play football. You just played in the celebrity event for the
Yes.
Asgirls. How was that?
Grabe, sobrang saya. So, with dalawang sugat pa ako dito.
May souvenir pa.
May souvenir pa ako. Hindi, pero sobrang saya talaga. I did decide to take a break since my last U-Up, but that doesn't mean that football has stopped for me. Aside from playing football for fun,
And football under the rain, too.
And football under the rain. Football has basically become my advocacy. I have a younger sister, she's 12 years old, who plays football. And because parang na-timing lahat with me shifting to be a social work, with me stopping football, parang mas nag-grow yung passion ko in a different aspect with football. Parang sabi ko, okay, nag-stop na ako maglaro, pero football will never leave who I am. So parang dun ko na feel na, okay, I've stopped playing, and now I have more time to do something else for football. So that's what I'm slowly transitioning into is to try and give back and help football further grow in the Philippines.
And I think that's just right, because at the end of the day, well, you had a short ballet era, pero since 5 years old, 6 years old, football talaga, and up to
Football
now,
talaga.
that's still who you are.
Yes.
All right, so keep being you, Bethany, and keep standing up for what you believe in. Thank you so much for
you.
sharing with us
Thank
your
you.
message here on the Scorecard.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
When the Scorecard returns, be sure to keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. We'll break down the upcoming matchups to deliver key insights that might just give you the edge that you need to stay ahead of the game. It's Game 2 of the PBA Governors Cup semifinals. Friday, October 11 at 5 p.m., TNT Tropang Giga and Rain or Shine will face off once again, this time at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. After an intense Game 1 battle, TNT now leads the series 1-0 thanks to a powerful third-quarter surge that helped them secure a 90-81 victory. Ronde Hollis Jefferson was the star for the Tropang Giga, nearly recording a triple-double with 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists, alongside 5 steals and 4 blocks. His all-around performance, coupled with key contributions from R.R. Pogoy, who chipped in with 16 points, pushed TNT ahead. Rain or Shine, led by Aaron Fuller with 18 points and 21 rebounds, had a strong start, leading 43-39 at halftime. But TNT's 36-point explosion in the third quarter shifted the momentum. Rain or Shine struggled to recover despite efforts from players like Gian Mamuyak, who had 14 points. TNT's defense was crucial, limiting Rain or Shine's high-powered offense to only 38 points in the second half. TNT Tropang Giga are favored after a strong defensive performance and third-quarter surge in Game 1, while Rain or Shine, despite Aaron Fuller's efforts, face an uphill battle but have the potential to bounce back with key adjustments. As Game 2 approaches, TNT will look to maintain their defensive pressure, while Rain or Shine aims to bounce back and even the series. Keep an eye on Hollis Jefferson, Pogoy, and Nambata for TNT, and on Fuller and Mamuyak for Rain or Shine. Let's go to the next game at 7:30 p.m. Barangay Ginebra San Miguel faces off against the San Miguel Beermen in Game 2 of their best-of-7 series. The Gin Kings took Game 1 convincingly, 122-105, thanks to a phenomenal performance by Justin Brownlee. He exploded in the third quarter, scoring 20 of his game-high 33 points, showcasing his sharp shooting from beyond the arc. His ability to find open shots helped Ginebra turn a slim 5-point halftime lead into a commanding 28-point advantage. Alongside Brownlee, Stephen Holt also shone brightly, contributing 30 points, while Scotty Thompson delivered an impressive all-around game with 10 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. Ginebra's dynamic offense outscored San Miguel 34-20 in that crucial third quarter, leaving the Beermen scrambling for answers. Now for San Miguel, EJ Anosike led the charge with 27 points, but the team struggled defensively, particularly against Brownlee's scoring spree. CJ Perez pointed out the need for improvement in their defensive strategies, emphasizing that they must tighten up their game to match Ginebra's intensity. Barangay Ginebra San Miguel enters as a slight favorite against the San Miguel Beermen, with a projected point spread of 4 to 6 points. Ginebra is expected to win by that margin, drawing on their strong performance in Game 1 and the momentum that they've built. Tomorrow's matchup promises to be thrilling, and with both teams evenly matched on talent and determination, expect fireworks as they battle for supremacy in this critical semifinals showdown. For Game 1 of the WNBA Finals at 8 a.m. Philippine time, the stage is set at the Barclays Center for an exciting showdown between the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty. The Liberty, boasting a stellar 32-8 record this season, are looking to avenge last year's finals defeat and secure the franchise's first championship. Meanwhile, the Lynx entered the finals as formidable challengers, having handed the Liberty 2 of their few losses this season. Head coach Sandy Brondelio of the Liberty believes her team has yet to showcase their full potential against the Lynx. After a dominant postseason performance, only dropping one game to the two-time defending champions, the Las Vegas Aces, the Liberty's confidence is palpable. Key players like Sabrina Ionescu are driven by the sting of last year's defeat, fueling their determination to control the game from the start. On the other side, Nafisa Collier leads the Lynx, coming off an impressive performance in their semifinal victory over the Connecticut Sun, scoring a game-high 27 points. With Collier's versatility and defensive prowess, she's proven to be a game-changer. Coach Cheryl Reeve emphasizes that the Lynx will remain true to their identity, bringing their best to challenge the Liberty. Expect a high-octane game featuring two of the WNBA's best offenses, with both teams showcasing incredible ball movement and unselfish play. As the Liberty look to leverage their deep roster of stars, Brianna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, and Ionescu, the Lynx will rely on their solid core of Collier, Kayla McBride, and newcomers like Courtney Williams to disrupt New York's rhythm. The Liberty are expected to win by 5.5 points. Reflecting on their strong regular season performance and overall dominance in the playoffs. However, keep in mind that the Lynx have had success against the Liberty this season, which adds an intriguing dynamic to this matchup. Will the Liberty finally break through for that elusive title, or will the Lynx continue to play the role of spoilers? Don't miss this electrifying Game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Now, before we go, think on this from former U.S. soccer team captain Megan Rapinoe, who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for bringing honor to her country. Megan says, "This is my charge to everybody. Do what you can. Do what you have to do. Step outside of yourself. Be better. Be bigger than you've ever been before." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again here tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionaire News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening. Good night.